Hola, buenos dias. Good morning. My name is Ida Jones. Mi nombre es Ida Jones. My pronouns are she, her. Mi pronombres es ella, ella. I serve gratefully as your president of your board of trustees and as a member of the worship arts team. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno, California. Welcome to everyone on our Alluvial Avenue church campus. Welcome to everyone on our online church campus. And welcome to everyone joining us later on Facebook or YouTube. We are one congregation in many places. Somos es una congregación en muchos lugares. Our Alluvial Avenue campus sits on the traditional homeland of the Yokuts people. They are the past, present, and future stewards of this land that to them is sacred. As president of this congregation, I want to assure you that this church believes diversity, equity, and inclusion make us stronger. Diversity, equity, and inclusion make us more humane. Diversity, equity, and inclusion should be at the heart of every institution and every religion. As president of this congregation, I want to assure you that here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno, you are welcome no matter your race or culture of origin. We celebrate you no matter your primary or secondary language. Our welcome embraces all those with or without documentation, con papeles y sin papeles. No one is illegal or an alien at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno. Here, you are a beautiful human being. Those of us who are part of the LGBTQIA+ community are welcome here. We welcome gender diversity. No matter what the U.S. government might declare here at this church, we understand that civilized society has moved beyond the binary. We celebrate those of us who are transgender, non-binary, gender fluid, gender expansive, or intersex. We love you, we cherish you, and we promise you that you are not alone. We are not alone. You are welcome here no matter your religious background or spiritual beliefs. You're welcome no matter your age. Your neurodiversity is welcome here. You are welcome no matter your disabilities, level of formal education, or amount of money in your bank account. All are welcome here. Todos son bienvenidos aquí. If you're on our online campus and want your joy, sorrow, or concern or gratitude included in today's service, just text it to us at 559-337-3772. Be sure to text your name as well so we know who you are. You can also type it into the chat box. Let's take a moment to say buenos dias and greet one another.
Buenos dias. Mi nombre es Timoteo. My name is Tim. My pronouns are he, him, and I serve gratefully as minister of this proudly progressive congregation. At the piano today is someone who makes Sunday night in Fresno on KVPR extra special, David Al's Master of Jazz. Normally we're listening to his voice through the radio. Today we will be savoring the music he creates at the piano with his hands. So let the sound of this ancient tingsha carry us to a place of quiet as we open to the beauty of jazz.
Good morning and buenos dias. My name is Kyle Osborne. My pronouns are they, them, and I serve gratefully here as a member of your worship arts team. If you have a candle or chalice with you on our online campus, get ready as we'll be lighting it soon. In Chestnut Ridge Park in western New York, found behind a waterfall, there is a small grotto. Within this grotto is a natural gas vent that can be lit to produce a flame that can be seen nearly year-round. Occasionally, this flame goes out and must be relit. A flame in a grotto, in a park behind a waterfall. I'm reminded of the chalice here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno. As the waterfall rages outside, bringing constant change, we light and we relight the flame. We must remember that important point, that it's we who relight the flame. We must continue to relight the flame inside us when it goes out. We must continue to hope when we have lost it. We must continue to put love at the center when we have forgotten it. We must continue to light the flame. Remember, a flame in a grotto, in a park behind a waterfall. In that spirit, please light your chalice or candle at home. Tim, please kindle the flame on our Alluvial Avenue chalice. Let us rise now and body your spirit as Doug leads us in our song of praise, I've Got Peace Like a River.
I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like a mountain in my soul.
Woo! I invite us to remain standing as we say together our mission. La misión de la Iglesia Unitaria Universalista de Fresno es amar inclusivamente, crecer espiritualmente, servir con gratitud y trabajar por la justicia. The mission of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno is to love inclusively, grow spiritually, serve gratefully, and work for justice. Please be seated. Woo, look at how full the sanctuary is here today. This is wonderful, wonderful. So one of the great things about moving our bodies, and some of us were doing that with the clapping, is that it also frees up and moves our energy. At times when we are fearful, uncertain, hurting, sad, can any of us relate to any of those today? We tend to store all of that in our bodies. We tend to tighten up. We tend to harden up. Our heart sometimes closes because we feel like we want to protect ourselves. And by moving the body in a place that feels safe, we just free up some of that tension and let it go and let the Spirit move within us, among us, and beyond us. And that's why so many world religions include body movement or body prayer. It's just not all about what we're thinking. It can be about what we're feeling and how we're moving. So we are going to do a body prayer this morning. Some of us have done this before. Others of us have never done it before. You will survive it, I promise. The words are pretty simple. The words are, peace be with me, peace before me, peace to the right of me, peace behind me. And this is supposed to be me, 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 and we made a mistake. Peace to the left of me, peace to the right above me, peace below me, peace within. So the hand motions are going to be this. We're going to do peace be with me, peace before me, peace to the right of me, and pretend like you got a tail, peace behind me, and then peace to the left of me, peace above me, peace below me, peace within. And then we're going to do it, the motions, but this time it'll peace be with you, and then it'll be peace be with us. One of our favorite musicians from our virtual campus is Lee Morris from the East Coast. She is going to lead us in the body prayer. So I invite us, as we're able, to stand. We don't have to be perfect. Perfection was created by a grumpy man having a bad day, that whole concept. Just let yourselves flow. Peace be with me. And you can follow with me, starting at the heart and our video.
Peace be with me. Peace before me. Peace to the right of me. Peace behind me. Peace to the left of me. Peace above me. Peace below me.
Bring it back to the heart.
Peace within.
Now peace be with you.
Peace be with you. Peace before you. Peace to the right of you. Peace behind you. Peace to the left of you. Peace above you. Peace below you.
Back to the heart.
Peace within.
And now peace be with us.
Peace be with us. Peace before us. Peace to the right of us. Peace behind us. Peace to the left of us. Peace above us. Peace below us.
Back to the heart.
Peace within.
Now this is our dance break. You may move however you wish in this moment. If you want to sway, you can do that.
Peace be with us, peace before us, peace to the right of us.
take a nice deep breath in. And as we release that breath, we release ourselves to sit back down into our seats. And with that, we are going to sing our young people off to their spirit explorations.
We hold you in our love as you go, as you go. May your heart be at peace as you go. To nurture the heart of your precious life. We hold you in our love as you go.
I invite us to take in a nice centering, healing breath in, imagining that we are breathing in peace. And we breathe out love. And as the ushers shut the door, we take another breath in, breathing in peace. Breathing out love. One more time together, taking in a nice breath, breathing in peace, breathing out love. We breathe. Thich Nhat Hanh, the great Vietnamese Buddhist monk, reminds us breath is the bridge which connects life to consciousness, which unites your body to your thoughts. And so as we continue breathing together in this place made sacred by our intention to be together, to be in community, we allow that breath to carry us back over the last week. Imagine it can just take you through all that you experienced in the past week. 2 questions. The first, where in the last week did you see, hear, or experience kindness? And knowing we have a week ahead of us, what word do you want to carry with you into this new week? What word will you carry in your heart into this new week? Each week we create space in our service to breathe together, to be together, and also to acknowledge any joys, any sorrows, any concerns, and hopefully a little bit of gratitude that is moving within us. Some of us wrote something down on a card at the entranceway to this sanctuary. Others texted to us. This is a little bit of what is alive for us. Jamie J. is excited to celebrate Black history and so grateful that the church community here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno values the importance and beauty of Black folks and that Black lives truly do matter here. Thank you, Jamie. Laurie Titeman Jones asks for prayers and solidarity with our many members of our sister church, St. Anthony Marie Claret. Many are afraid, vulnerable. May we seek to aid them on this journey. Thank you, Laurie. And Adrian is feeling sorry for the direction of things, but grateful for the power of the human spirit's capacity to overcome injustice. We also remember our beloveds, those unable to be with us today because of health. We think of Barbara C., Susie P., Judy P., Diana I., Andrew L., Armin B., Glenda R., Pat M., and Robin C. Looking beyond our walls, we grieve for the 67 people lost in the airplane and military helicopter crash in Washington, and we hold those surviving family members and friends in our hearts and with compassion. We also offer Imbolc blessings upon all those who mark this weekend's earth-based pagan celebration of the early hints of spring. There was a big celebration here on campus last night. This is the midpoint between the longest night of the year and the arrival of the light of spring. And the pagan tradition is a time of renewal and fertility marked by the symbol of fire. And as Jamie reminded us, February is Black History Month, a time that celebrates a rich history that many non-Black people know little about because we weren't taught it in our schools. At a time when our government is killing DEI and trying to suppress the history and the civil rights of Black, Brown, Indigenous, and other people of color, learning this history is even more important. This year, the Pentagon and the State Department will not recognize Black History Month. And so this morning, we celebrate one of our own, Unitarian Hester Jeffries, a member of our first Unitarian church in Rochester, New York, way back in 1898, in partnership with another Black Unitarian, the great Ida B. Wells. Hester Jeffries founded the National Afro-American Council, a precursor of the NAACP. Hester Jeffries was a major activist in the struggle to secure the right to vote for all women, and a major force in the movement for civil rights for Black people in the early days of Jim Crow and beyond. And so we remember Unitarian Hester Jeffries. And so for all that has been shared, for everything that we hold in the sacred silence of our own hearts, we light our candle of community. One of the most beloved of Unitarian Universalist hymns is Spirit of Life. For those of us who are newer to our community, you may just be discovering it. You will have this song to savor for many, many years to come. Our call to meditation, Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me, sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion, blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Fuente de amor,
Let us join in a time of prayer and meditation. Nos unimos en un momento de oración y meditación. Beloveds, querides, if this week has left you weary or weighted, please know you are not alone. We are many who carry the weight with you, and it will be good to carry it together. So lean in, rest back, and come home to yourself, the self that knows all of who you are is good. All of who you are is loved. All of who you are is wanted and welcome here. Here, in this place, you are safe. Held in a community who sees you and covenants to connect and build and grow into the beloved community where we can all be free. Now, for this time, breathing in shared minutes, may we remember the intertwinings of our spirits, how linked we are to the beauty around us, the steadily warming days and the birds who sing their praises, dry leaves that still flutter, and the one in worship beside you, or connected through invisible cords of cloud connection. There is still much room for joy. So if your heart needs still to cry, let your tears be a wash, a blessed cleanse to remind you that your sacred life is yet living. You are still supported, and you will always be part of our ever-churning pursuit of more love in action. May the waters of your deeply feeling soul nourish these seeds of truth. Eres divine. You are divine. Tu presencia es un tesoro. Your presence is a treasure. Nunca estás sole. You are never alone. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen. Que así sea. Bendito sea. Amen.
Our reading this morning are Brief Thoughts on Intentional Adaptation by Adrienne Marie Brown. Change is constant. You can't stop change, control change, or perfectly plan change. You can ride the waves of change, partner with change, shape change. Adaptation is long-term or structural change in a creature or system to account for a need for survival. Adaptation is not about being reactionary, changing without intention, or being victimized, controlled, and tossed around by the inevitable changes of life. It's about shaping change and letting changes make us stronger as individuals and collective bodies. How do we get relaxed and intentional in the face of change? Get curious in your own life about how you face change in powerful ways, in ways that show your dignity and help you stay connected to what you care about. The more you practice this in yourself, the more you will be able to embody and support dignified change in the groups you hold. Think of the tenderness with which you hold a newborn. Everything is connected, resilient, and growing, and you have the control, the strength, the power to actually protect the small and new from the chaotic world. Think of holding a child's hand at a crossroads. Yes, now they can run around for themselves and hold up their head and tell you they promise to look both ways, but sometimes you still see the danger they don't see, and you pull them into you, scoop them up, hold them close as they perhaps still try to move towards fun and harm. Care, attention. This is the way to practice intentional adaptation. Adaptation is a way our systems make sense of all that we're feeling. Loving life means committing to the adaptation to stay alive, rather than the stubbornness to stay the same. Adaptations are guided by what we can feel in ourselves and in relationship to others. Birds murmurate through the sky according to no schematic. They feel each other and shift together. If plans aren't informed by feelings, they will inevitably end up inhuman and out of right relationship with the planet. Our feelings, when we attend to them, are our nature, guiding us to evolve, to grow, break fatal habits, generate health and healing. Feelings are not the truth, but they can often face you in the right direction, pointed toward the truth. Acknowledging big feelings, particularly fear, can open us up to understand feelings as data and take appropriate action.
We're going to sing together for the earth forever changing, so I invite you to rise and embody your spirit.
For the earth forever turning, for the skies, for every sea, for our lives, for all we cherish, sing we our joyful song of peace. For the mountains, hills, and pastures in their silent majesty, for the stars, for all the heavens, sing we our joyful song of peace. For the sun, for rain and thunder, for the seasons' harmony, for our lives, for all creation, sing we our joyful praise to thee. For the world we raise our voices, for the home that gives us birth. In our joy we sing, returning home to our blue-green hills of earth.
cat, a butterfly, and lots of change in between. Can you say that with me? A cat, a butterfly, and lots of change in between. That'll make sense by the end of the sermon, I promise. It makes no sense right now. The changes that we've witnessed in Washington in the last 2 weeks are careening across the nation, careening around the world. These changes are attempting to shift the balance of power in our national government. In an alarming and illegal grab for power by the executive branch, we've seen the White House put in place horrific changes, ranging from forbidding the Justice Department to investigate any civil rights cases to releasing corporations from regulations so they are free again to poison our water and our air. From stopping almost all foreign aid, which is unfathomable, to withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accords. From the illegal mass firing of inspector generals to pardoning of violent, treasonous January 6th insurrectionists, to just recently scrubbing any mention of LGBTQ health from the website of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, to Friday night's decision to allow Elon Musk access to the federal government's payment system, giving him the ability to cut off any part of government funding that he chooses by just pressing a button on his computer. By this past Thursday morning, I could feel a truly painful stiffness seeping into my shoulders and neck, a tangible tension creeping down my spine. My body felt rigid, and my brain felt brittle, as if everything inside me was protectively tightening up, even as everything around me was breaking apart. Buddhism teaches that everything changes, nothing is permanent, and that our suffering comes when we tighten up in the face of impermanence and change, when we resist impermanence and change. Celebrated spiritual writer Alan Watts once said, "When a cat falls out of a tree, it lets go of itself. The cat becomes completely relaxed and lands lightly on the ground. But if a cat were about to fall out of a tree and suddenly makes up its mind that it didn't want to fall, it would become tense and rigid and would be just a bag of broken bones upon landing." Let me say that again. When a cat falls out of a tree, it lets go of itself. The cat becomes completely relaxed and lands lightly on the ground. But if a cat were about to fall out of a tree and suddenly make up its mind that it didn't want to fall, it would become tense and rigid and would just be a bag of broken bones upon landing. Dear ones, these are the days that are calling us to be like cats. We need to release our tension and rigidity so that as the falls come and continue to come, we will be able to land lightly on the ground. In the face of all this change, we can't afford to freeze, to become immobilized, or tune out. Doing so offers no path forward. We must become flexible, creative, and be willing to adapt as needed. That is the only path forward. In the reading that Kyle shared just a few minutes ago, Adrienne Marie Brown reminds us we can ride the waves of change and shape that change. Brown says adaptation is a long-term or structural change in a creature, so in us, or a system to account for a need for survival. Adaptation is not about being reactionary, changing without intention, or being victimized, controlled, and tossed around. It's about shaping change, us shaping it, and letting change make us stronger as individuals and collective bodies. Adrienne Marie Brown then asks, how do we get relaxed and intentional in the face of change? And I think that's a really good question for us. How do we get relaxed? How do we get intentional in the face of all this massive change? She answers her own question saying, get curious in your own life about how you face change in powerful ways, in ways that show your dignity and help you stay connected to what you care about. Help us stay connected to what we care about. Think of the tenderness with which you hold a newborn. Everything is connected, resilient, and growing, and you have the control, the strength, and the power to actually protect the small and new from the chaotic world. Care, attention. This is the way to practice intentional adaptation. She goes on to say, loving life means committing to the adaptation to stay alive rather than the stubbornness to stay the same. Will you say that with me? Loving life means committing to the adaptation to stay alive rather than the stubbornness to stay the same. My dear ones, we don't yet know what adaptation will be required of us in the days ahead. We don't yet know what specific strategies will be needed to resist the executive branch's unlawful overreach of power. But we must hold in our heart and minds this truth. As a progressive faith community, we will be called to resist authoritarian change by creating our own counter change. Our Unitarian Universalist faith calls us to help shape the change that will be needed to help keep us moving forward toward our vision of a beloved community in this sanctuary, in this city, in this state, in this nation, a beloved community in this world with freedom and justice and equity for all.
Amen.
Amen. Our Unitarian Universalist faith calls us to help shape the change that is needed so that no one is labeled as other or less than, so that we embrace the practice of widespread inclusion. Our Unitarian Universalist faith calls us to help shape the change that will be needed so that we preserve the planet rather than decimate it. Our faith calls us to help shape the change that's needed so that we let go of our obsession with individualism and embrace interdependence, the reality that we are all in this together. Our beautiful faith calls us to help shape the change that is needed so that we do not hoard resources and opportunity for the few, but gratefully share them with all, the change needed so we don't constrict compassion, but unleash a liberating love. Yeah. The Reverend Sean Parker Dennison writes, "This is not an empty fairy tale. It is the true story of all the times human beings like you have found a way to create the future, though you don't know how." Buddhism teaches that everything changes. Everything is impermanent. That's good news, because it means every executive order is impermanent. Every greed-filled grab for power is impermanent. Every illegal act is impermanent. Every authoritarian government is impermanent. Everything changes. Everything is impermanent. Can I hear an amen to that? Now, one of the natural world's most beautiful expressions of impermanence is the butterfly, la mariposa. Now, the butterfly goes through 4 distinct yet impermanent changes. The metamorphosis of the butterfly begins as an egg, then changes into a hungry caterpillar, devouring everything it can. It then transforms into a hanging chrysalis in which change continues going on inside until a fully formed, beautiful butterfly emerges to flap its wings. What if we were like a butterfly emerging from change and choosing to flap our collective wings? In their poem, The Butterfly Effect, the Reverend Julian Jamaica Soto writes, "You, and you, and you, and you are always the butterfly wings. You are always the storm," which is to say that you have an immeasurable effect on the system. You must not believe the lying lie that you do not matter, that we do not matter, that whatever change we can organize is so insufficient as to not be worth our time, our energy, our life force. We must be willing to dream a dream that carries forward our community. This is how we rise. This day is polluted with a mistrust of truth, and that's a fertile and warm medium for unchecked cruelty and power. Therefore, we must choose to scream the truth until every leaf and stone bears unrepentant witness to what happens when you try to cage and smash and pin and frame a butterfly into their thousands and thousands and thousands of fabulous, flamboyant friends, all flapping our wings, all riding and shaping impermanence, all riding and shaping the waves of change. Let's start flapping those wings. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen. My dear fabulous, flamboyant butterflies, we want to continue to rise up week after week. We want to continue to center love week after week because we need it, but just as importantly, we believe this city, this state, this nation needs the message of Unitarian Universalism. Those of us who are able, we ask you to make a special contribution. There are many ways to be able to do that, including electronically. The basket will be passed here on Alluvial Avenue. In that spirit, please join me in our congregational response. If not us, then who? If not open hearts, then what? If not now, then when? If not here, then where? If not generously, then how? If not us, then who? Si no somos nosotros, entonces ¿quién? Si no con corazones abiertos, entonces ¿qué? Si no es ahora, entonces ¿cuándo? Si no es aquí, entonces ¿dónde? Si no damos generosamente, entonces ¿cómo? Si no somos nosotros, entonces ¿quién? Here's a slide of some of the ways that we can make a contribution. May this church continue to be worthy of the many different forms of your gifts.
In these times of change, let us carry our flames out to dispel the shadows and light another's flame. For as the Buddha says, thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle, and the life of the single candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. As we prepare to end our service and enter our afternoon, please join us in our chalice extinguishing words led by Karen and Troy.
Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón.
We
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts.
And now we have Tim's world-famous reminders.
Thank you, Kyle. Let's give a round of applause again for our special guest musician, David Out. And make sure you listen to him tonight on KVPR, exploring the world of jazz. Cecily is our coordinator of community life. She is your go-to person if you are new or newish and want to feel connected, or if you've been here a long time and you want to reconnect, or if you've been away for a while and just came back because something happened in the country that made you want to be here. Cecily is your go-to person. Outside in the warmth of this almost spring Sunday morning, coffee hour will take place. There's also a question and answer table with member of our Board of Trustees. Just look for the turquoise tablecloth with the sign visitors on it. It's a dead giveaway. And get a cup of coffee and then go sit down. You can have questions answered and everything you want to know about Unitarian Universalism. Two other things happening after the service. In the atrium, there will be the discussion, So You Want to Talk About Race, led by Ellis and Riva. We hope you will engage with them. Also, in the sanctuary here at 12:15, Cecily and I will be offering our introduction to Unitarian Universalism. If you want to understand more about the history and beliefs, practices of Unitarian Universalism, 12:15 at the big TV screen, and we're going to have a good time, and Cecily always provides some nice snacks. Next week is Invite a Friend Sunday. They say that 80% of people who ever come to a Unitarian Universalist church do so because someone invited them. Next week, I'm preaching a special sermon called Building a World Where All Belong. It's a perfect introduction to Unitarian Universalism. Also, something's happening at 1 o'clock today that is sure to bring a smile to everyone's face. It will be the kickoff of our How Sweet It Is annual auction. The auction will run from 1 o'clock today until 1 o'clock next Sunday. It is a chance for you to bid and bid often if circumstances permit. And if you have any questions, you can still email auction at Fresno or Valerie. If you just stand on our Alluvial Avenue and wave, and thank you to Valerie and Shelley. Last but not least, we like to welcome folks who are with us for the first, second, or third time. We do it not to embarrass you. We are genuinely glad you chose to be here today. So, if this is your first, second, or third time, could you please rise for just a moment? We won't leave you standing alone for long. Welcome back. It's awesome. Welcome, 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 welcome. I invite the rest of the congregation to rise with them. If you came with someone, feel free to join hands. If not, your hands over your heart. And I would ask you to help me with these closing words. They come from Adrienne Marie Brown. Let us say together, change is constant. We can't stop change, control change, or perfectly plan change. We can ride the waves of change, partner with change, and shape change. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen. Let's sing.
We have safe passage. Safe passage. May we have safe passage. Safe passage on your way. Safe passage on your way. Wanderer, safe passage on your way. Searcher, safe passage on your way. Sweet pilgrim, safe passage on your way. May we have safe passage. Safe passage. May we have safe passage. Safe passage on our way.
Shalom and assalamu alaikum.